Alright, well, hopefully that's recording. It'd be funny if it wasn't, and I'd do a whole thing and it's not happening. We're recording here. I'd say we are. Hello, collective. Hello. Welcome in. I just thought I would do a little check-in. Maybe you want to look at the river or the clouds or something there. There we go. I think we're recording. That's a polyrhythm that's going in the background from Tuna Loop Guitar Backing Tracks, which is a YouTube channel. Hopefully we won't get adverts in the middle of it, which is pretty ironic when you get adverts in the middle of backing tracks. Anyway, that's a polyrhythm. And the reason I'm playing a polyrhythm is because I feel like when I grow up, I'll be able to play polyrhythms. I think people who can play polyrhythms have advanced brains. They have more neuropathway connections. I had a friend called Carlton who used to say that you should never argue with a flute player. Well, my version of that would be you should think twice about arguing with someone who can play polyrhythms because their brain is just more developed than average. This is just a simple 4/3 polyrhythm. Some of them, you know, are really tricky. I'm not very good at playing polyrhythms yet, so I've got some development to do. I thought we would check in with the sage, see, just do a little quick reading, see if there's anything to be aware of, keep things ticking over, something to contemplate. Maybe we'll pull a time frame card first. Yeah, let's pull a time frame card for this reading. And we might pull a flavour card. Alright, time frame for this reading. A poly time frame. Let's see, what have we got? 12 months from now. Alright. So, what about 12 months from now? That's an interesting thought. Maybe what do we need to know about 12 months from now? Let's pull another card. For, in what regard in 12 months from now? I'm just going totally with whatever happens for this reading. I'm just going with the flow. We have embrace. Embrace what fate has in store for you. Okay, so what does fate have in store for you 12 months from now? That's kind of an interesting question. Or what would the sage like you to be aware of about what's going to happen in 12 months from now? How can you prepare? What can you do to be ready? Can you see my friend there on the drink? Yeah. Horace. I didn't bring all the accoutrements. I just thought I'd bring Horace. It reminds me of my friend Relumbin the bush turkey. I like birds. Oh, by the way, I had a thought about why the plovers came at me the other day, or not the other day, the other month when I came down here to do a reading. And normally birds don't react to me like that. Like, animals really like me. And I think it's because I had my Wi-Fi headphones on at the time. I don't think they like Wi-Fi, because the only other time a bird has looked at me funny is when I was a magpie and I was walking around just having a walk, and I had my headphones in, the Wi-Fi headphones, and the bird looked at me like, don't come too close. And that's really unusual for birds and me. And so in my whole experience of 2 times, the thing that was common in both situations was that I was wearing Wi-Fi, so I was kind of disconnected from them. And I think maybe the Wi-Fi is a bit of an interference in their field, or they don't like it, or it's an unpleasant energy signature or something. I don't know. It's not really groovy, this polyrhythm, is it? But I think if you put another layer of drums over the top, then it would start to get interesting. Anyway, I think there's something to be learned from polyrhythms. You know, having two different things happening at the same time that have different timelines, yet they come together every 4 bars or whatever it is. They I think the 3/4 polyrhythm synchronizes every, 3 or 4 bars? I'm not sure. Anyway, what does the sage want to say to the person who clicked on this video for the highest good and the highest good of all, about the fate, what fate has in store for them in 12 months from now? So, what do they need to be prepared for, or be aware of, or look forward to, or be wary of? What do they need to be aware of? What do they need to know about where they'll be 12 months from now? Oh, I just lost a coin. Let's go and get it. Alright, let's get this happening. For the highest good, please use me as a vessel, sage. Put the fail-safe on my voice so that they hear whatever it is that they need to hear who clicks on this video. Make sure the right words come out of my mouth, even if I'm not sure, so that it's what they need to hear. Okay. 3, 6, 8. That's a broken yin line. Unmoving. 3, 6, 8. Same again. 3, 6, 8. Same again. In 12 months' time, I think there's a lot going on in the world, so we might just sort of throw a bit of macro in there, like considering all things macro. What do my micro followers need to know, considering the macro elements playing out? That was a yang line, 7. For the person who clicks on this video, my dear followers, my handful of followers who are brave enough to venture into this territory, what do they need to know about 12 months from now? Harmony. Oh, well, that's good, isn't it? You got hexagram 16 with no moving lines. So you're moving towards more harmonious times, my collective. That's very reassuring, don't you think? Considering everything that's going on in the world. Like, it's just bonkers, crazy out there. If you turn on the news, if you happen to look at what's going on in the macro, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening. But this is telling you, I guess, not to worry. It's all going to work out harmoniously for you. And there's an implication in this hexagram that you are the center of a harmonious gathering. It's often something like, it could be something creative, like the classic thing in this hexagram is like you could be the leader of a band, or, you know, the project team leader, or the head of a family, or the charismatic person that people want to hang out in your kitchen. In this hexagram, there's 6 lines, which kind of represents 6 people of different stratas of life. And you're at the 4th line, which is like the place of a minister. So it's kind of implying that there's something spiritual about your energy, or why people they're choosing to hang out with you because of a spiritual resonance. Yeah, because it's you're leading in the place of a minister, so it's something about your soul or your ethics or your ability to give counsel or advice or something like that. So in a traditional society, it would be like the minister or the nun. It's some kind of spiritual, or it might be the school counselor or the So you're like a leader, but you're not like a leader using external power with the state behind you or something like that. It's more like you draw people towards you through the magnetism of your integrity and your soul and what you have to offer and the enthusiasm. That's right. Sorry, that's really important. This hexagram, in a lot of interpretations, I better hold it up for you so you can see. Hexagram 16. I don't even know if the camera's... I can't actually see what's on the camera, so I hope it's good. There we go. Hexagram 16. I don't know what you can see on the camera here. I hope you've got a nice view of the river. So it's about enthusiasm, which is kind of like being filled with God, as you know, God, or this, filled with the Spirit, filled with light, with love, with, it's that thing, the God within you, that the God in someone else recognizes. It's you make them want to rally their forces. They make the day pass happily. You give them joy. You give them reassurance. You give them your strength. They feel they can come to you with their hopes, their fears, their joys. You're like leading through charisma, but it's not so much like a superficial charm, not like a narcissist gathers followers. It's through your depth of integrity and character that people trust you, and they feel enthusiastic because of that trust. They, even if you don't have titles or positions, they can sense your integrity and strength of character and your good heart, and they just naturally attracted to you, kind of like a magnet, because you're carrying the energy of God in, God's using you as a vessel kind of thing, or God's flowing through you, or you're in touch with creativity. For people who are kind of into science or secular or something like that, I would say that God is the creative aspect of you. God is creation. So when you're being creative, you are being like God. So you are filled with some kind of creative, wholesome, trustworthy energy that people appreciate and gravitate towards. It's like having gravitas. You've got a certain amount of gravitas it's drawing people towards you. And so long as you remain in integrity and fresh, I'm just hearing the word fresh, it's not actually written into the interpretation, but so long as you remain fresh and you have something fresh to offer, then you will naturally draw people towards you. So it's classic, like, the lead singer of a band is a classic expression of who this kind of a situation. So this is where you're likely to be in 12 months from now, and it's telling you to embrace this. So it may not literally be the leader of a band. You could be the head chef. You could be the teacher of a workshop that's well attended. Like a voluntary attendance kind of workshop. An inspirational leader of some sort. But once again, you're not leading through any kind of force or domination. It's pure magnetism through the strength of your soul and your character and your integrity that's drawing people towards you. So this is where you're headed, my collective, which kind of fits in with what the other readings have been saying about you. Okay, I got a cough now, excuse me. My lungs have never been the same since the bushfires. I mean, I did a lot of terrible things to my lungs, which would cause them to be like that, but things really turned after the Black Summer bushfires. Anyway, that's why I'm working on my breathing this year a bit. Anyway, I've got for you this book, which is the Sam Rifler. Is that how you say it? Rifler. Yeah, Sam Rifler book. So I'll read 16 from here. Now, isn't it funny that I'm playing a polyrhythm backing track and it's the hexagram is called Enthusiasm, which is about music. Okay. Oracle. Thunder is music to the earth. The ancient kings composed music in honor of their own virtue and presented it to God. Okay, so that's important. The offering you make is to God or to the highest good. Like, let's just say good. Like, God is good. So, you know, if you're not into you don't like that kind of language, just say you're offering it to the highest good without attachment. You make your offering without attachment. It's something that you give freely. I mean, even if you're getting paid for it, you're handing the results over to God as you understand it, or the highest good. So you make the offering of your service, your music, your pasta dish, your lasagna, your class, your workshop, your speech, your talk, your childcare gathering, whatever it may be. You give it your best and you offer it up to God, and you let go of attachments of the results, okay? It's not about the results of what you do. It's about making the offering and just putting it out there into the field for the goodness of all. And that's not to say you can't be rewarded for it, but you're not attached to the rewards. So you just let whatever rewards come to you that the divine has decreed, right? So you make your offering to God, which is your service that you're doing, whatever it is that's attracting these people towards you. So you just give it and you let go of the outcome, and whether you get rewarded or not, in whatever form your reward comes, you just offer it up because it's what you have to give. All right? So the ancient kings composed music in honor of their own virtue and presented it to God, inviting their ancestors to be present. Rally your forces and set them moving. So this is about getting things together, and that's interesting because I was thinking about that song, The Loadout, too, which is most of my audience is much younger than would never have heard of the song The Loadout by Jackson Browne, but it's kind of that vibe of getting organised, getting ready to get the show on the road, you know, enjoying that last little, my beats have stopped, I'll pick another rhythm. Here we go, let's try, just get another. I just feel like hearing some drummers today. Let's hear some Sarah Thora, this is from Drumeo. Oh no, we're going to skip the ad. Sorry. Skip the ad. There we go, a bit of chaos for you. Organised chaos. It's Sarah Thora. Have I got that even at the right speed? Yeah. So that's Sarah Thora from Drumeo. For a bit of background there. Just get a bit of kinetic energy through the reading. Let's tear her up. Okay, so rally your forces and set them moving. This is the hexagram of music that moves. This is the music that gathers together and inspires feelings of brotherhood and common cause. It is music without pretension that seeks and woos and loves those who listen.
That was awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome, Sarah.
That was super cool. Man, welcome to Drumeo, everyone.
My name's no, we can't have this.
We are super stoked.
Let's go to fast forward. More drumming, please.
So for this next one, we're gonna be using
more drumming.
Next up, we had
drumming, please.
Oh, I did.
No, they're not drumming. They're talking. I don't want to hear talking. I want to hear drumming. Let's one more try for drums. Okay, let's do 4/4 displacement practice. 11/8 drum practice.
This is an 11/8.
This is Nick Small.
11/8.
Oh, I like that rhythm. That's a nice rhythm. Oh, I like that one. That's a good one. Good on you, Nick Small. All right. So, it is a music without pretension that seeks and woos and loves those who listen. It is not intellectual classical music, but spontaneous music, whose forms derive from a tradition of spontaneous music. It is music that unites those who play it and listen to it, elevating them. If you're a musician, this is the kind of music you make. If you are not a musician, you still make this kind of music in whatever you do and inspire similar enthusiasm in those whom you work with or live with or socialize.
So it's like a displacement, like the whole beat is in 4. But it's like a displacement.
Just wait till he starts drumming again. Come on, Nick.
The beat, the measure, like the metronome that you hear right now, that's actually like...
Okay, thank you. All right, let's talk more music.
It's like a polyrhythm.
If you you are an instrument on which you yourself play in an intense search for common bond and common mind and common breath amongst those around you. This is the hexagram of Adolf Hitler. So obviously that's the shadow way in which this energy could manifest as a megalomaniac who's extremely charismatic and draws people towards them for unwholesome reasons. So I guess that's why there's plenty of people out there doing enough of that at the moment, you know, trying to draw people towards them in order to hate some particular group or another. And, you know, we don't need any more of that if we want to keep this earth so intact. So I guess that's why the sage is encouraging you to make harmony and make groups of people who work together in harmony, you know, who are on the same hymn sheet, let's say. They're all singing from the same hymn sheet, or they're singing the same song. They're in the same frequency. So this is not something that you have to work towards. It's something that's just supposed to happen naturally. Any attempt to force it will have the opposite effect. You'll just repel people. So don't try to draw people towards you. This is just what's going to happen naturally as you become in alignment with your true self, which is in alignment with your highest good, which is God, which is your creative energy. So the creative energy is very attractive. It naturally draws more good energy towards you. Excuse me. Your personality alone generates the vibrations of love and passion that inspire your relationship. Friend swoons dizzily along. This is the hexagram of Rudolph Valentino. I don't know who that is. I think that's someone from before I was born. This is an old book to start with. All right, moksha. Music is the art of patterns in time. Dance is the art of patterns in time and space. Music and dance can bring about the ecstatic enlightenment that no other art forms can.
Let me know how that works out for you guys and try it out for yourself.
All right, Nick. There is a point. Oh, Nick's finished. Let's go on to the next drummer, shall we? Let's just find another drummer for us. Who else have we got here? Max Sansalone, funky drumming. Let's try that.
Hi.
No, we don't want an advert. Thank you very much. See, this is the problem. Let's try this one. Who's this? This is Drummio again. Come on. They talk too much. No, we don't want to hear talking. We want to hear drumming. I just feel like I need drumming to get through this day. Grumdrew's relaxation backing. Let's try that. Let's try Deep Soul Groove backing track from Jumanji backing. That's not drums though. I want drums. Oh look, this is taking too long. I thought I could get one that would last for the whole reading, but it's obviously not happening. So there, maybe somebody can make some nice long length polyrhythm tracks. Like, seriously, I couldn't find any that were more than 6 minutes long, where the person wasn't talking all the way through it. Music is the art of patterns in time. Dance is the art of patterns in time and space. Music and dance can bring about the ecstatic enlightenment that as no other art forms can. There is a point when in some forms of music, in some performances, the musician ceases to create patterns in time and begins to reflect the variety of the patterns of the universal flux. Okay, listening to such music, becoming a part of it, can bring union with the one and all. Okay, right, yes, because music and dance and art is one of the ways that people, it transcends the intellect and people connect with it, in a visceral level with the beauty of creation and God, with the one and all. And, and that can include all the emotions. Like, that's the beautiful thing about music. It can be happy and sad at the same time. Like, music's amazing like that. Just like you can have polyrhythms where, someone's playing a 6 and someone's playing 11 or whatever. Right, so it's suggesting you get into music as a way of connecting, staying connected to the highest good, to the one and all, to the Most High, to the Sage. Right? That's a direct, that's what Sufis were doing, right? I always loved the look of that. That looks like lots of fun to me, doing that Sufi dancing. Okay, so listening to such music, becoming a part of it, can bring union with the one and all. I guess that's the same, like young people experience the same kind of thing when they go to a dance party and the music really takes them, with or without the chemical assistance, whether they just get there to that ecstasy place, that frequency of being ecstatic through rhythm and movement. Okay, so, and dance enlightens through the reflection of variety of patterns in space. In the music dance ritual of ancient China, where ancestors were invited back to dance and sing, the music and dance, so in tune with the rhythms and shapes of the great flux, could weave itself through the barriers of time and react into the past. That's pretty woo, isn't it? That's way woo. That's way woo. Okay. But I guess if you're listening to Ching readings, you're past worrying about how woo something is. Okay, so here we go. Let's just hear that again, because that was pretty profound. It says, where does the sentence start? In the music dance ritual of ancient China, where ancestors were invited back to dance and sing the music and dance, so in tune with the rhythms and shapes of the great flux, could weave itself through the barriers of time and react into the past. So maybe that's like you can go back and heal the past or learn something from the past. Like you can use music to time travel and to, that's why, there's lots of spells in songs. I think you'll notice that. I actually started noticing that when I was a child, how many songs have have spells in them. Like, there was this song that was a hit when I was a kid, and it used to go, can't live without you, and I can't do something or other without you, and I can't do this and I can't do that, and there's nothing to do without you. And even as a really young child, I went, gee, I mean, it's a great tune, it's a great song, but like, that's so hopeless. I mean, do you really want to keep saying that over and over again? I mean, that's not a great affirmation. So being aware of the messages in songs that, you know, you're listening to, like, I think that's important too. Being aware of the spells that are in the songs on the radio, you know, that are in the songs that you choose to listen to. Because you can use music to time travel, and you can heal into the future or back into the past through music, because you're joining in the great weaving flux of time, according to this anyway. All right. You've probably had experiences like that if you've really gotten into jamming or dancing in a big way. I mean, most musicians who spend their lives doing music, they've all contacted that place at least once, which is, you know, they're always trying to get back to that feeling of the best jam ever, or the, you know, same with dancers, that perfect time when they were perfectly in sync with the music and everything was just magical. Right, so there's something really unifying. I guess it helps to unify the field when you put harmonious music and rhythm through it with good affirmations and stuff. I mean, people have obviously been aware of that for a long time. That's what hymns and stuff are about. Consider these things with the thought that music is your path to enlightenment. This is the hexagram of the Dalai Lama. So even if you're not a musician, it's talking about how you can use your selection of music or your interaction with music to help you reach the, you know, to transcend your everyday situation and get in contact with the one and all. Okay, now we'll have a different interpretation. This will be quite different. Oh, we're going to read all of that. Oh, it might be a bit long. Okay, I'm just going to... No, I'm not going to read all of that. It's way too much. I'll just read you the thing it says in the at the top of the page, which says the path of least resistance is non-resistance. So that's some sort of a key for someone. All right. Let's get a few more clues. About 12 months from now, so you're embracing some kind of a leadership role in a minister's position, which is basically you have no real world authority, but people are drawn to you by just being interested and finding you to be a solid person, let's say. A person who's interesting and good to hang out with, who has integrity and strength of character and all of that. They're just naturally drawn to you, and you may be leading a team of some sort, possibly in some sort of creative expression or possibly a teaching kind of a thing. But it tends to be, I mean, you could be a political leader potentially. That's another way, you know, like maybe not like a president, but like a you know, a well-loved leader in your area of some sort. I'm also getting the picture just coming into my mind of a mother hen with their chickens. You might be like that too. That's another way this energy could express itself. Could be like the mother hen with a bunch of chickens. The chickens just naturally go towards mother hen because mother hen provides them warmth and shelter from the storm and nourishment and all the things that they need, protection. All right, so people are drawn to you. At least 5 people. if this hexagram's anything to go off. At least 5 people are going to be drawn to you. Let's pull another one of these telepathy cards for, okay, give us another clue about the flavour of 12 months from now. What fate has in store for my collective who clicked on this video. Intense, it says. It says, the intensity of a true soul connection includes highs and lows. All right, so maybe you're just going to have to enjoy the rhythm of this intense connection. It's going to be like the tide going in and out, or the full moon, the new moon, the dark of the moon. All relationships have cycles, is what I'm getting, just like a polyrhythm has a cycle. And it meets up every 12 bars, or what? Sorry, is it 12 bars? 4 bars? It might be 12 bars. It might be 12 bars, where the 3 and the 4 meets up every 12 bars, or something like that. So maybe just embrace the cycles within the cycles, is what I'm hearing. Embrace cycles within cycles. There's a rhythm to relationships and connections, and highs and lows are part of the symphony that you make together. You know, you wouldn't sing a song that was a monotone all in one note. A melody has lots of different notes, and it has a rhythm. So that's what I'm getting about the intensity of your relationships. You know, they have a rhythm and a melody. They that gives them their intensity. So embrace the natural cycles, the natural highs and lows, the tide coming in and out, the moon being full or not. Let your relationship play out with a nice, you know, see it as a nice dance track. It's a nice set of rhythms, you know. And when you get sick of playing one song together, you can play another song together. Metaphorically, you can sing a new song. If you're sick of living your life by one particular rhythm, you can try a different beat, try a different tempo, try a different feel. But to treat your relationships a bit like rhythms and songs, and like in that they come together through cycles, that the tide goes in, the tide goes out. There's highs and lows, there's ups and downs. You're not going to be singing the same note every day. And that's a good thing, because it would be a boring song if it was just monotone. Hello, Clever Bird. Clever Bird's coming with it. And Worm, I'm right, thanks, I'm vegan. You can have it. All right, let's get a crystal card to go with this. Let's get another clue about where we're at in 12 months from now with this intense connection that is quite... It says to embrace it. Embrace the intensity and the rhythm of this connection. That you're going to make beautiful music together. And if that's not literally making beautiful music together, maybe you're two chefs that can cook together or something like that. Because definitely for some of my collective, there's very strong love energy coming through. In the last reading, I don't know if whoever clicked on this reading saw the last reading, but there was all this beautiful love energy in the last reading that my collective who clicks on this video, for quite a few of them, there's a true telepathic love around. So it's just telling you here to embrace the ups and downs and the rhythm of your connection, whether that be with your partner, your family, your rock and roll band, your project group, your workshop, whatever it is. That all long-term projects have a rhythm, and you can even make a set. You can decide to sing a new song if you want to. You can decide to learn a new song to sing together, metaphorically speaking or literally speaking. All right. Please sage using these crystal cards. We'll just pull a few more cards. Okay. Let's pull two flavors for where my collective finds themselves in 12 months' time. So they can prepare for it and be aware for it and let it happen. So they can go with the flow, not resist the way that things are naturally going. So you're naturally turning out to be some kind of a leader. Not through force, but through attraction. People attracted to you, my collective. You have good energy. That's why they like you. So what else about where my collective is going to find themselves in 12 months' time? Pyrite. Okay. Okay, right. So this is about haters, basically. So obviously if you're attracting attention and energy and you're doing something good, there's always going to be a couple of haters on the side trying to put you down in some way. But the pyrite basically tells you, you're fine just as you are. You know, don't let people put their false kind of judgments on you. You're just as valuable as the next person. I'll read it to you. Pyrite. PQR. Pyrite. You may be feeling emotionally unbalanced at present because you have allowed yourself to at least partially believe another's critical judgments of you. This malicious criticism was directed at you by someone who falsely believes that they will gain something by belittling you. Okay, so you're in a year's time, you're going to be doing really well. You're going to be having quite a lot of good attention and attraction, you know, people wanting to work with you. And that's naturally going to attract a couple of haters, you know, who are just jealous, basically. So they're going to test you. They're going to test you by being narky critics. So basically just ignore them. Let's read it. To regain your mental strength and emotional balance, you must realize that this whole episode is simply emotional blackmail. Oh, emotional blackmail. So they probably try and make you feel guilty for something. Maybe that you're putting too much energy into your creativity or your project or whatever. And it's saying not to take it on, basically. You are dearly loved and held in high esteem by many, so see this episode for what it truly is and do not allow yourself to be so affected by what one person says. Others know the truth. Pyrite can help strengthen you both psychologically and emotionally. Right, so some haters just never give up, or maybe you get new haters. The point is that when you start doing as well as this, when you start having followers and all like that, who are just drawn to you because of your strength of character, there's always going to be some hater or critic there. So don't take it on, basically. All right, next clue for where my collective is at in 12 months' time. Selenite. So you're going to be studying, of course, and this is about telepathy as well. So selenite, it's about being able to pick up on people's thoughts, which you've been getting a lot of that in your readings about your telepathy increasing and to trust your intuition. Like that's been coming through really strongly for you. I think this is also about a relationship being healed psychically. Selenite. Telepathy, soul connection, peace and tranquility. So that's basically what the last reading said. You see, your intuition and your telepathy is just really increasing at the moment. So it's going to keep growing, you know, wherever you're at now, in 12 months' time, it's going to be even stronger because you will have been trusting it and learning to work with it for another 12 months. So you'll be 12 months better at this telepathy stuff and this telepathic connection you have with somebody who you get along with really well, who's a good heart connection as well. So, says, it is possible for you to connect with others energetically on a soul level and infuse them with love and healing. This telepathic communication in its highest form. Through the formless light of love, it is possible to send both and receive. I'm just going to stand up for a moment and stretch my legs. It is possible to both send and receive information, provided the information is sought and sent with love. So that's the key. Often people who want to know things psychically or telepathic and can't get the answers, the reason why they can't get the answer is because their intention isn't pure. They're not asking out of love or for reasons to do with love, like as in for the highest good. They're asking for selfish reasons or trying to look into something for reasons that are, malevolent or whatever. They don't get necessarily all the information they need, right? So you're only allowed to know what love wants you to know, what the sage wants you to know for the highest good. So if you go looking into things and even if you do find out and you weren't supposed to know that, that information will backfire on you in some way. So it's just reminding you to whatever, seeing as you're developing these great powers and it's coming along really well, just to remind you, to abide by cosmic law and only seek to know stuff from a place of love for the purpose of love and truth. That you must always serve cosmic law when you seek to know answers. Otherwise, you're going to get the wrong answers. If you're doing something for ego or for malicious reasons or unfair, unjust reasons, you're going to either get a distorted answer or the information you get will somehow backfire on you, or like it just won't work out for you. So, but you can trust that if you're looking with love, the information you get is probably, you'll feel it, will be correct. And you will have access to more information. So intent's very important. Remember that on a soul level, time and space do not really exist because all is interconnected and ultimately one. The peace and tranquility you seek can be found by connecting to that ultimate oneness, which is what that was telling you about with the music. So it's encouraging you to connect to the all in all and to use music to do that. And okay, often lots of intuitive people get downloads through music, either when they're listening to music, might be meditation music at a particular frequency, or it might be just that they've lost their monkey mind because they're dancing or something. Like finally they've danced it so much that their monkey mind has given up, and then the information that they needed can drop into their consciousness because the ego's not in the way. So that's another thing about music. Like you can't actually play music really well if your ego's in the way, because it stops you being able to hear correctly. Or, even, not to say that people with ego can't play music at all, but it has a different quality about it. It's kind of got a devilish quality. It can be quite sexy at times, but it's not in a good way. Where was I? So yeah, about ego. In order to play music very well, you actually have to get your ego out of the way, because the first thing is your ego will tell you that you can't do it, or that you're not good enough, or now's not the time, or it could tell you the opposite. It could tell you that you're much better than you really are, and you're out there trying to book gigs and something you can't even sing in tune. Like, there are people around town who do that. No names mentioned, but nobody wants to tell them. You know, nobody wants to be the friend who tells them, look, your singing's out of tune. But they're trying to force their music on people before it's really evolved enough, because their ego wants validation, let's say. So when you get your ego out of the way, then you make the best music. You hear clearly. You sit right in the pocket of the beat, because your ego's not in the way. You basically, the ego makes you a bit dumb, deaf and blind, like, compared to what you are without your ego in terms of talents. And that same goes for dance and, you know, all of those kind of things. Not to say you can't achieve results with an ego, but it has a different flavour, and it's not as sustainable as that which you offer to God without attachment. Which brings us back to the beginning of the reading about, you do it because it's good to do, not because you want a particular reward from doing it. You just do it because it feels good and it's the right thing to do in that moment, for whatever reason, because it helps you get closer to God, I guess. You know, that's just another method. There's like a million different ways, or I don't know if there's a million, but let's say there's many, a multitude of ways that people get close to God. Everyone has their own way, but music is one, and art and dancing is a really accessible way for most people. Most people have had the feeling of losing themselves in a beat or a song or a melody or a particular dance that they like, a particular moment. You know, maybe it's being with all your friends at the concert of your favourite band, and for that moment in the midst of the song, while you're in the pit dancing there, you just forget all your problems. And that's when things change, you see, because your problems can't actually fix themselves while you're staring at them directly, because so long as you see them as a problem, you're projecting that problem thing into the quantum field, right? And so it can't change while you're staring at it, calling it a problem. You have to look away so it can do its little wave particle thing and become not a problem. So whatever your problem is, it's, you know, as much as you need to focus on it and check out the details and see what it's all about, there comes a certain point, and most inventors know this, you know, they're trying to solve an equation or whatever, and they can't work it out, and then they give up and they go and get in the bath, and then the idea comes to them. It's because they finally give up. The ego just can't take it anymore. The ego is exhausted, you know, and it gives up, and that's when the vessel becomes empty, and your cosmic helpers can deliver the information or the right idea or the spark that you need, or the energy or the solution, or they can change things in the quantum field while you're not looking. They can't do it while you're looking, you know, because reality has to stay stable while you're looking at it. So you've got to look away from the problem. So I guess, I don't know how I got on that whole rave. Yeah, but something about the reaching the quantum field through getting, not looking at problems. Not looking at problems, connecting with the one and all. Oh yeah, that's right, where were we here? The peace and tranquility you seek can be found by connecting to that ultimate oneness. Go within, for in doing so, you will realize that all is eternal, nothing is ever lost, and that all is eternally present. So, music helps people connect with the all in all, and that's an easy way to do that, and it's encouraging you to do more of it. Okay, let's just pull 2 more of these, and I think we'll leave it. Just going to pull a couple of Titiana's cards. I'm hearing 3 Titiana's cards for what's happening in a year's time for this collective. 3 more clues about what's happening in a year's time. Okay, here we go, pull. There we go. We've got a blonde-haired lady. So there'll be a blonde-haired lady in the picture somewhere. Or a grey-haired. That can be blonde or grey hair. Okay. What else is in the picture at a year's time? So we've got a blonde or grey-haired lady is in the picture in a year's time. That's divine protection. This is talking about fate. This is a really good card. I mean, obviously, if you resonate with Christ's consciousness, you recognize this energy instantly, but there's more to it than that, I think. I'll just read the short interpretation. There's a short one and a long one. But this is a really high card of protection and fate, I believe. The cross, card of destiny, can mean pain or require the reader to be strong and self-contained. An occult card, neither positive nor negative. Okay, it's saying whatever's happening is destined to happen. So there's something destined to happen. So whatever this thing is, maybe it's something to do with this blonde lady. What else? What else is significant in 12 months' time for my collective, please? Dear Sage, speak through Titiana's fortune cards. Fish! That's money. Oh, maybe this blonde lady's got some money for you. Potentially. Maybe she's an employer. Maybe she opens up a way. Okay, so you're destined to have more money in 12 months' time. You're fated. You're fated to have more money. And maybe this blonde lady could potentially, not necessarily, have something to do with it. I mean, if you are a blonde lady, then that's probably just you. But if you're not a blonde lady yourself, then maybe she's got something to do with some money. You know, maybe she's got a job for you, a gig for you, or if she's a grey lady, maybe it could be inheritance. I don't know. She might just give you some good advice, I just heard. She might just give you some good advice that leads you to some money. Okay, so there's some destined meeting. You're destined to get more money in 12 months' time, so... And it's got to do with your telepathy. And there's going to be people who are jealous. They're jealous of your rising status, basically, that you've got a group of people around you that you're enjoying doing something together that's productive and happy. Even if it's just hanging out in the kitchen baking cookies, it doesn't really matter. The point is about the atmosphere of enthusiasm. Whatever you and this group of people are doing, you're very enthusiastic about it, and it's not in an egotistical sense. It's enthusiastic in the sense of filled with the light of God, however you understand that to be. Right, so there's going to be one particular person, it mentions on this, one particular person who's going to try and emotionally blackmail or, you know, just rain on your parade, basically, and to take no notice of that. And to embrace the ups and downs of your relationship with your partner or this group of people. That it has ups and downs, it's got cycles, not every day can be up here, some days are going to be down here. Life has a rhythm and a melody, and you can choose what kind of a set you want to play, what your set list is. Rejig your playlist. There's money in it. There's money in music for you, for somebody. Somebody here is actually going to do all right through music or dance or some kind of whipping up some enthusiasm or readying I'm saying readying the troops, but it doesn't feel like war troops. It feels like readying the troops to go and like a tree army or something, a tree planting army, or ready the troops to go and feed the people, or ready the troops to go and get this dance party happening, or ready the troops to go and clean up the beach, or whatever it is. It's quite wholesome, and it's quite musical, and it's quite joyous. And I just heard the term, there's muck in brass. There's brass in muck. Is that how it's... that's just for somebody. I don't think that's because I don't think that's for everyone. I mean, we've got an elegant lady here, so obviously not all of you is going to be getting down in the muck. But I was just told to tell someone, and I don't even remember the saying properly. How does it go? There's brass in muck or something like that. It's just basically, if you're willing to do the dirty work of cleaning up some mess, there's heaps of money in clean-up work. So, I don't know, maybe if you're doing clean-up work, you can put the stereo on nice and loud. If you're doing any kind of work, this is a little message I'm getting right now. Whatever work you've got to do, wherever you're working to get your money, because fish represents money in this deck, help, whistle while you work. Put the stereo on to help you get through the day. Get a set list that you play when you're at work doing your monotonous tasks, whatever they may be. For someone there's brass in muck. So somebody's got a cleaning job. This is just one of you. I'm just hearing it's just for one of you. There's some cleaning work, and then that's going to bring you money. That you might actually have a cleaning crew, because it's like whipping up the enthusiasm to go and do this thing, and there's money in it. So whether you're leading a band, a cleaning crew, a baking group, or you're holding a workshop, whatever it is, if you feel enthusiastic about it, there's a good chance there's some money in it for you. This is a destined appointment. So I think the thing to take away from this reading, collective, is not to worry too much about the future. Whatever's going on in the world at the moment, you're going to be okay. But, this all, of course, depends on you abiding by cosmic law and all of that. Using your incredible telepathic powers for the highest good. Not for unjust reasons. But if you use this enthusiasm and these people, and I guess it's also a warning about that there's people gathering around you and they're drawn to you, and you can either lead them into evil like Adolf Hitler, or you can lead them into compassion and love like the Dalai Lama or Rudolph Valentino, or I don't know, that's whoever Rudolph Valentino is. He's probably comparable to somebody who's #1 on Spotify today, and I wouldn't have a clue who that is, shamefully. But nevertheless, you can use you can lead people like the Pied Piper. Let's go back to the flute players. You're the Pied Piper here, and you can lead people into danger, or you can lead them back to God. And you're going to be using some kind of artistic thing possibly to do it. And it's suggesting that, if you stay in the cosmically correct energy, there's money in it for you. Don't worry, collective, it's all going to be all right. You are going to feel enthusiastic about where you are at in 12 months' time. Have no fear, collective. You're going to be all right. Your money you need is coming to you. The friends you need are coming to you. The connections you need is coming to you. And you're going to be able to access whatever information you may need telepathically that you can't get in 3D ways. And if you're not being shown the information, well, don't worry about it. You probably don't need to know right then. I'll leave it there, lovelies. And You have an excellent day and be excellent to each other. Ciao, ciao.